What is up, Fin fans? Back here with my fancy microphone. I got a light going on my camera that might die sooner rather than later. But what is up, Fin fans? Got some things to talk about today. So I thought, why the heck not go live? Let's chat about a few things. I got a Snapple here. Got a drink. What's up? Replicate Moth. What's up? What's up, Brett? What's up, H-All? So I got a few things we should talk about, especially because of the win. What's up, FM? What's up, Patrick? What's up, Jonathan? What's up, Fanatic? What's up, Speed Stacking Boy, Andres, Gaming Oasis, George, Cedric, Pete, Malcolm, Jay, Vic, first mod in the house, Team TFG, Barry, Javier, MVP. What is up, fellas? So I just got an ad. Hold up. All right, Ryan, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for the ad. Yeah, I'm going to give it a minute before I start talking about some things. What's going on the hood? What's up, Blade? What's up? Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Any of you guys watching overseas that are serving for us, happy Veterans Day to you, past, present, all you guys. Happy Veterans Day. What's up, Anthony? What's up, Ryan? Make sure I'm getting everyone. Hal, what's up? So we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about draft picks. We're going to talk about quarterbacks of the future. We're going to talk about the game. There's other things I want to talk about. I said it in the tweet, so let me go back. I raffled off things that I plan on talking about. Monday Night Football, quarterbacks, draft picks, all things Dolphins. First and foremost, first thing I want to talk about is, if you haven't noticed, this is the big surprise. In the description, I said I got a big surprise for you guys. I don't know why it's asking Nick if... I don't know. Nick, say that again. I don't know why it's asking for me to allow you to say Burrow better than Tua. Say that again, Nick. I don't know why it didn't go through. But I got merch. I officially have merch. It's linked below. Teespring. I got merch going up. So you guys can officially check that out. Grab some if you want. But yeah, it's official. It's in the description. There we go. I don't know why it won't allow that to go through, but it's below. 80s orange. Yeah, man. I had multiple colors I could have chose for this mic, and I chose the orange because the other colors weren't as dolphin as this orange. U2 loves to. So that's the first thing. That's the big surprise. That's the big... it's going good, TW. That's the big thing. I guess it's the new big thing for me is merch. Let me move this camera a little bit, make it look a little bit better. There we go. I got some merch. So if you guys want, it's below. We should get Herbert if we can get Burrow. I want a pass rusher, a quarterback to or Burrow. Yeah. So if you guys want, what up, Doug? Missed repping with you the last couple games. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, I didn't live stream for the last two games, and we won the last two games. So now I'm debating whether I want to live stream on Sunday because the Dolphins have been on a 2-game winning streak when I don't live stream. So I'll let you guys in the chat. You guys want me to live stream on Sunday? Let me get yes or no in the chat if you guys want me to live stream on Sunday for the Dolphins-Bills game. Let me see in the chat. I already got 2 yeses. Now, you guys that are saying yes, are you saying yes because you want the Dolphins to lose? Because every time I've live streamed, they've lost. All fame here, hell yeah. But yeah, so that was the first thing. That was the big surprise, was I got merch finally. So in the comment section below, in the description below, you'll see it says merch. Will with the $10 donation. What's up, bud? Always live stream, bro. Thank you, Will. Then I always will. So now I will. $10 donation. You trump everybody. So I will live stream Sunday for the Dolphins-Bills game. But yeah, merch below. Grab it if you want. Comes in 3 different colors, white, blue, and black. And I got hoodies up there if you want to grab that stuff. So yeah, that's first thing. Second thing, Dolphins won. They're still 4th pick. So it's Bengals, who have not won a game yet, Redskins, and then it's the Jets, then it's the Dolphins. Dolphins have the 4th pick right now. What's up, Hollywood? So a lot of people are getting all bent out of shape again because of the win, whereas last week we won. And yeah, so I don't understand. I get that people want the first overall pick, right? Because when you get the first overall pick, you decide how it goes. You get your guy. You can scout for your guy. What's up, Josie Wales? You can do all that stuff. And you can be prepared, but it doesn't necessarily, the first overall pick doesn't necessarily mean you get it the best player, right? It's all about your scouting, it's all about your preparation, it's all about all of that stuff. So if the Dolphins don't scout properly, if the Dolphins don't pick the right guy, it doesn't matter who's at the number one overall pick, right? Darker than TD. Thank you, Chris. TD is a great guy though. So that's what I noticed, because you look at, yes, we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. As much as we wanted to hope and see that Josh Rosen can become something, the fact that he's not showing that he can become something just shows it. Seahawks fan over on Sportscaster sends a $10 tip, or a 10-star tip. Thank you so much for that. And it just drives me nuts. See, why? Maybe it's Burrow. What did Patrick say? Tua, Burrow, then Young, in that order. I promise you that's how it'll go. We'll see. Because maybe Tua's draft stock dropped. You know? What's up, Street King? But back to what I was saying. We need a quarterback, right? We need a lot of pieces. We have three first round picks this year. We got 2 first rounds next year. If the Dolphins really wanted to move up, they can grab one of their first next year and use that as ammunition to move up. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that as a problem. Pick who you love. Now, there's a lot of season left. The Dolphins still have to play the Bills. Let me pull my schedule up. Hold on. I got to put one of these down. The Dolphins still have to play the Bills, the Browns, the Eagles, the Jets, the Giants, the Bengals, and the Patriots, right? The way the Dolphins played yesterday, and I honestly think that the Dolphins, they played great yesterday. Don't get me wrong. I always call it like I see it. What is it? I got some comments over on Sportscast. So let's see what they're saying. Do the Dolphins keep coach? Aren't they tanking? No. It's the other thing. All right, let's talk about that, because I had Sportscaster guys ask me a question, right? They're not tanking. If you guys remember when the season started and the Dolphins traded away a lot, right? The Dolphins traded away a lot. They traded Kenny Stills. They traded Kiko Alonso. That Kiko Alonso trade that we got Vince Beagle is just, it was a complete killing. We got the better player out of that trade. Kenny Stills, Tunsil, we traded all these players. Guys, everyone's like, Dolphins are tanking. The Dolphins are trading away talent, and they are tanking 100,000% tanking, right? That's what everyone was saying the Dolphins are doing. Then all of a sudden, the Dolphins start winning. One game, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, the Dolphins can't tank properly. And then we win 2 games. Oh, look at this. The Dolphins really don't know how to tank. Who said the Dolphins were tanking? You didn't miss much, Red. All I said was I got merch now. Merch's comment is in the description below, and now I'm just talking about the future of the team. But everyone wanted to talk about the Dolphins are tanking. We're tanking. The Dolphins are tanking. They want Tua. They want Tua. They want Tua. Not once in a press conference did Ross, did Greer, did Flores say that they wanted Tua. Not once in the press conference did they say that they were tanking, that they were throwing the season for this. What they said was that they were doing it differently. The season's going to be hard, but they're doing it differently. They're going to be very active in free agency next year, but they're doing it differently. They weren't winning now. Just because you say you're not trying to win now doesn't mean you're tanking. It means that you're tearing it down and you're rebuilding. In a rebuild, you're not trying to win now. So what the Dolphins did, and I'm tired of saying this, but I'll say it one last time because I have to constantly explain what's the difference. What's up, Shake Money? What's up, Doug? How's the weather? It's not bad here. It's 60. It's going to drop down about 30. What the Dolphins did was they got rid of the BS on the team. They're bringing in guys that fit Flores' system, fit Greer's system, O'Shea's system, fit the mentality of the team, not a me first person, not a I'm trying to get what my money person. That's what, guys, that's what we need to realize. With this Miami Dolphin team, right? In this offseason, and then every offseason for the past 20 years, because this is the other thing I'm hearing, and it's driving me nuts. And it's coming in the comment section, it's coming on Twitter, it's all that stuff, right? I'm hearing, you guys, we can't keep winning. If we keep winning, we're gonna go 8-8, 6-10. We're gonna constantly be mediocre. I'm tired of being stuck in the past 20 years of mediocrity. I'm tired of it. Da 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 da. And I get it, guys. For the guys that are coming to that, I get it. I 1,000% understand where you guys are coming from, where you're tired of the mediocrity. What's up, Enzo? I am too. And that's why the Dolphins did what they did this season. They're not tanking, but they're going about their offseason differently. They got rid of the players that are just contributing to mediocrity versus contributing to a winning organization. That's what they're doing. If you look at bringing in a Mike Wallace, if you look at bringing in an Ndamukong Suh, a Kiko Alonso, these are freelancing guys that just want to get their money. Every time a player, a free agent, would go to Miami, it wouldn't be to go to Miami to win a Super Bowl. It wouldn't go to Miami to win, to make the team better. They would go to Miami to get that fat paycheck because the Miami Dolphins would overpay for players because they weren't good enough to bring players in talent-wise. That's what the New England Patriots do and did. New England Patriots were winning games. Look at the teams: Green Bay Packers, New England Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm just trying to think of teams for the past 20 years that have constantly been in the playoffs, constantly have had those big percentages of winning percentages. They bring in talent for cheap because those are the places that people want to go to win. Whereas what the Miami Dolphins are doing for the past 20 years, we're bringing in people because they wanted to get paid. And Stephen Ross would open his wallet because he had bad people around him that would just, they would be like, oh, bring him in. And he's like, I just want this Dolphin team to win. So I'll pay whatever it wants. All right, Chris, I'll catch you later. So, that's what they were doing for the past 20 years. It's just throwing fat money at one or two players and thinking, oh, the team is good. We just need a wide receiver. We need a defensive tackle. We need a left tackle. We just need to put one or two more pieces in to make this thing work. And all of a sudden, I made this analogy before, right? I had a 1989 Firebird, right? My 1989 Firebird, I love this car. I bought it for about $1,500 because this guy completely tore up the transmission. He blew the transmission that he sold it to me, right? So I had to change the transmission. Then the alternator went, so I had to change the alternator. Then the AC unit went, so I had to change the AC. Then the starter went. So you see what I'm saying? You got to break it down and build it whole and bring everything in that is your stuff. And what the Dolphins were doing for 20 years was just constantly putting pieces in and then up, and throwing money at nothing. So what they're doing now is they're tearing it down to its studs and they're rebuilding it their way. They're rebuilding it Brian Flores' way. And you're already seeing it pay off. The team is 15th ranked in total defense. 15th. If I told you guys after week 2, hey, give it time, and after week 10, the Miami Dolphins defense will be 15th ranked in total defense, you would tell me I am absolutely delusional. But that's where they're at right now. 15th rank in total defense. Because Brian Flores has his guys in. He has guys that are going to fight for him. He has guys who are going to fight for each other versus guys who are going to fight for their own paycheck. Jarvis Landry wanted that money. I wanted Jarvis Landry to stay more than anything, but Jarvis Landry wanted his money. He wasn't going to take $2 to $3 million. What's up, Shell? Less to stay with the Dolphins because he loved the Dolphins. He wanted his money, and he got his $15 million with Cleveland. It is what it is. Laramie Tunsil. I wanted to keep Laramie Tunsil, but you know for a fact when the contract came up for him to resign, he was going to want his money. And That's you got to look at some of these contracts that some of these players are signing just to stay with the winning organization. That's what the Dolphins are trying to do. I'm done with my rant about tanking and the future of this team. Let me get to some of your guys' comments. Exactly, W. This is what they've been saying before the draft. Exactly, Steven. Exactly. What's going on over here on Sportscaster? Not the place, but I'm new. God, go. Do you name your live cast? Thanks, Hawker. When you're about to start the stream, you tap on. Oh, you guys talk about other things. Okay. What are you guys saying? I like the progress in the teams of the players. Yeah. And that has a lot to do with the coaches. Yes, the team has been playing not inferior talent, but they've been playing banged up players. The Dolphins beat the Jets, who suck, and the Dolphins would beat the Colts, who didn't have Brissett, didn't have T.Y. Hill, and didn't have these players, right? But they still did it. Dolphins are a worse team than both those teams. The Dolphins have less talent on both of them from the Jets and the Colts, and they still beat them. And they beat them pretty handedly. The last time the Colts were held to 13 points or 12 points was like years ago. Years ago was the last time they were held to 12 points. And the Dolphins did it. I have a question. Would you rather us get Cam Newton in free agency or Teddy Bridgewater? I'd rather go with Teddy Bridgewater, TW Bluff, younger guy. We'd be able to have him around longer than Cam. Cam wouldn't be here that much longer. I love how people always said we don't develop people, and we bought our talent. Now we are developing young players, and it's showing. It really is. It really is. Are we allowed to mention the Pats on here? Yes, you are. Blake Fallensby, you definitely are. You can talk about anything you want on Sportscaster. Again, just so people on either streaming service know, I got YouTube and Sportscaster going at the same time. Colts were held to 0. Jacksonville last year. I think, yeah, Brett, I think it was 10 games they were saying was the last time they were held to under 12 points. Dougie, out of all the young players on the Dolphins, which 5 players would you say have the brightest future? Nick Needham showing up. What about Eric Rowe at safety? He is somebody who isn't talking. Well, Michael, yeah, but I had an option of one of the two. Eric Rowe struggled at corner. They put him at safety. He's doing really, really well at safety. Nick Needham in the preseason, I was killing his name, doing really well. Jerome Baker is my new favorite. Sam McGuavin had a few good plays yesterday, but Jerome Baker's just showing up, and Jerome Baker's becoming one of my favorites. I loved his mic'd up. Rowe more like no. Ian, you got to look at his stats the past 3-4 games when he's been at safety. He's been playing really, really well. Rowe has been chung out for our defense. Rowe, and this is what's funny. Rowe has been what the Dolphins wanted Micah Fitzpatrick to do. Micah Fitzpatrick didn't want to do it. Micah Fitzpatrick wanted to play safety. Micah Fitzpatrick wanted to do his own thing. So he cried enough. He got traded. What's up, Raheem? So yeah, where's my mama? Phil? Yeah. He wanted to do his own thing. So they let him go. Just imagine. When do we see Talib? Well, Talib's on injured reserve. They put him on in the Rams put him on injured reserve about a week or two ago. So he's not eligible till week 15. If we'll see him, we'll see about that. Just wrapped out my Pats show. I do Patriots pregame and postgame every week. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. On both chats, I allow all types of football fans to talk. What's up, Ghost Rider? Doug, we're winning without a great O-line, great D-line, or franchise quarterback. Scary to think what we'll do when we have all three. Exactly, Anthony. And that was that's the point that really shows what Flores is instilling, what Greer is instilling, what Graham's instilling. Imagine if we had these pass rushers, because Jenkins, Wilkins, and Gotchow are killing it. Absolutely killing it against at defensive tackle. We just need defensive ends. Now, Taco has been okay. Charles Harris had a few, what's up, The Truth? Had a few shining moments here and there yesterday, but we need pass rushers. We definitely need pass rushers. Talk about the O-line. O-line played really well. There were some hiccups here and there, but for the past 3-4 weeks, the O-line has been playing really well, especially with Kilgore back in there. He's playing well. He's playing really well. New mic sounds amazing, especially on live stream. Your audio used to be spotty, but now it's crystal clear. Yeah, Randy, I needed to upgrade. Definitely needed to upgrade. Again, this is all thanks to my girlfriend's brother. It's like a little mini interface. So if you guys don't want any interfaces, you plug your mic. It's kind of like a board. This is a mini one and has a USB output. So I can talk to you guys with this awesome stuff. Any AVG news, Doug? What do you mean, Red? How do you feel about Gardner Minshew? I heard that Travis Wingfield was talking about potentially trading for him. Nothing more than a second, possibly third, but I would knock around that idea. I'm not against that idea. The Dolphins should put their trust in a young quarterback. They're comfortable with Tannehill and need to improve the players around him. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Blake, 100% on that. They need to find their quarterback, their young quarterback. Is it Rosen? It might be Rosen. This is the other thing I want to talk to you guys about. With Rosen, I love how our coaching staff is using Mike Gesicki. Yeah, he's been killing. He had that one fumble at the beginning of the game yesterday, but then he really bounced back. Andrew Van Ginkel. Thank you, Red. Haven't heard anything about him yet, if he's coming back or not. They have to decide soon who's coming back and who's staying on the injured reserve. What was I talking about? Josh Rosen. This is what I'm hearing, is that Josh Rosen, that trade was a front office move, right? The front office made the move, bring in Josh Rosen, bring in the younger quarterback. He had promise, he potential first-round pick. The front office was bringing in Josh Rosen. That's what I'm hearing, right? And I'm hearing the coaching staff and the head coach, Brian Flores, are fighting. Front office and the coaching staff are butting heads because the front office is like, look, we traded a second-round pick for Josh Rosen. We got our fifth back from the Cardinals because, that Drake trade is going to become a fifth. So we traded a second-round pick for Josh Rosen. We need to see him on the field. We need to play him more. And the coaching staff is saying, well, he's not ready. So we're not going to put him out there. We're not going to force him to play, and we're not going to sit the better quarterback just because we traded for him. He's not ready. And then I'm hearing it's a battle between the two, between the front office and the coaching staff, because the front office is like, well, we traded a second for him. We need to see him. And the coaching staff's like, he's not ready. He's not ready. And that's what happened with the Arizona Cardinals. They put him out there with an inferior offensive line. He wasn't ready, and it messed with his psyche. Mika wanted out and was gone, refuses to play for us, so we got a first for him. Yeah. I think a first-round talent for Mika Fitzpatrick isn't bad. He's playing on a good defense. He's doing well. Some of his plays are he's in the right place at the right time. Is that on him? Sure. Is it luck? 100%. The 2 interceptions with the Dolphins? Luck. You had what's good, EM Dolphins? Nice to see you in here, bud. It's good to, like, you had the O'Leary ball shot up. He grabbed it. Good for him. Had the deep bomb, horrible throw. He was there. Good for him. What else? The scoop and score in the right place, right time. Good for him. But that still won't take away from his other interceptions. You know what I'm saying? If Dolphins don't take a quarterback in the first round or Herbert slips to the second, do they take him there? Potentially. We don't know how the rest of the season is going to pan out. We don't know how. We don't know what's going to happen, guys. A lot of people want to talk about the fact that the Dolphins aren't going to get that first overall pick. I honestly, when the season started, didn't think the Dolphins were going to be as bad and to get the first overall pick. I also don't think that the Dolphins ever were going to go 0-16. I've said that time and time again. People kept saying, are they going 0-16? I said, no, they'll probably win about 2 to 4 games. So I don't see that happening. And the Bengals are just bad. Zach Taylor is a head coach. When that happened, when they brought him in, I was like, wow, they're bad. And they're bad. But a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, or a broken clock is right at least twice a day. So you never know. You never know. The Bengals could pull one out. They might pull 2 out, and the Dolphins might lose. And all of a sudden, Dolphins get the first overall pick. We don't know, guys. We don't know. But since EM's here, let's talk about Burrow versus Tua. Because I know EM's a big Tua guy. I haven't made my decision yet, but there are some things that I noticed watching the game Saturday So the Tua fans got themselves psyched out. I know I didn't do it. Tua is still a good quarterback. Tua is still very, very promising. Tua literally started the game fumbling the ball. He literally popped the ball out himself and he came back. Tua had 2 touchdown drops, and still had his team coming back to potentially win the game. If the Alabama defense had 1 or 2 stops, Alabama probably would have won that game. And that had a large part to do with Tua. It also had a large part to do with their running game, but Tua still did his thing. He was still throwing back shoulder throws. He was still throwing great fades to Judy. He was still doing his thing. So that's what I like to see from Tua. I like to see that Tua he hit adversity and he didn't crumble. He kept fighting and he kept coming back and he kept doing his thing. Now, a lot of people, the stigma with Tua was that Tua has all the time in the world to throw the ball. Tua throws, to wide open guys. What's up, Solar? Tua has great receivers around him, has a great team around him, right? That's Tua's knock. But they don't say that about Burrow. You know what I'm saying? They don't say that about Burrow. Now, again, I haven't decided which side of the quarterback controversy I'm on. Am I for Tua? Am I for Burrow? But if you're going to talk about the one, you got to look at the other. And you look at Burrow, right? Burrow's second touchdown pass, that man could have pulled up a lawn chair, sat down, ate a ham sandwich, stood up, and threw to a completely wide open wide receiver who then ran in for the touchdown. But no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about that Burrow also had time in the pocket. Both quarterbacks had time in the pocket. Both quarterbacks, what's up, Dylan, had adversity and had pressure on them. But both quarterbacks evaded some of the pressure. Both quarterbacks also got sacked a lot. It was a lot of commonality between the two quarterbacks, right? But Tua had the fumble and Tua had the interception. And that's where all of a sudden people are flipping it and saying, well, Burrow's better than Tua, Burrow's better than Tua, Burrow's better than Tua. Look at the stats. They kept popping up the stats for the 3 wide receivers for the LSU Tigers and for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Those 3 wide receivers for both teams are very similar. But again, Tua has all these guys around him, but you don't talk about Burrow having great wide receivers around him. If you're going to talk about the one, you got to look at the other. Same. The way I see this, though, when it comes to this quarterback controversy, right? What's up, Anthony? The way I see this is, regardless, right? Say the Miami Dolphins stay on this track and they only win 2 games for the rest of the year. They'll have a top 3 pick. Someone's going to want Chase Young. Someone's going to want Tua. Someone's going to want Burrow. Regardless, the Dolphins is going to get a top talent in this draft. And the Miami Dolphins have a choice between 2 quarterbacks that played great, that had a shootout. So that's the way I see it. And that's if you're going to talk about one, talk about the other. And it just bothers me. Do you think injuries on Tua making him a top quarterback? Dylan, I think by the time the draft comes, by the time the combine comes, by the time his pro day comes, Tua's going to be 100%. But that's the other thing we got to remember. Tua came back 20 days after having ankle surgery and played the way he played. You got to give him a little bit of credit for that. Everyone wants the next Wilson or Brady. Just want the only Burrow. Tua. Exactly. Polly King. Exactly. Would you draft Chase Young? I would draft Chase Young. If Tua, if that's who the Dolphins want, if that's who's on the top of the board for the Dolphins when the Dolphins are about to put their card in, yeah, that's who I take. I saw Dan Marino and Tua, bro. Yeah, he was making plays. He was evading pressure. He was stepping up in the pocket. He was doing his thing. He really was. They both were. You can't praise one and hate on the other. And if you do, that means you're just super biased and you don't like Tua for whatever reasons, or you don't like Burrow because this is what it is, right? You have Burrow fans who hate Tua and can't unbiasedly see that they're both kind of the same quarterback. You know what I'm saying? If you hate Tua, you love Burrow. And if you love Burrow, you hate, just take yourself out. Because if the Miami Dolphins draft Tua, I'm happy. If the Miami Dolphins draft Burrow, I'm happy. If the Miami Dolphins draft Chase Young, I'm happy. So all 3 of these guys are going to change football teams. Dude's tough. I had surgery on my hand and couldn't go back to work for a month. Guys out there getting hit, running around. He was limping. craziness. I don't care about the draft right now. We can just enjoy Dolphins football. Of course, Michael. Talk about everything in this live stream. It's Monday review. Not Rosen. Also, they should go for Burrow or Tua and keep them as backup. They should go after Judy, wide receiver, if they can. Yeah, if they can. It all depends on where they fall. That dude has heart, bro. He does, EM. He really does. Tua is out there doing what he can. Doug, you please read my last comment. Anthony. I have to scroll back up. Doug, what's your opinion on the Dolphins drafting all offensive line with the first 3 picks in 2020? Anthony, for me, you take the best player available. So I doubt that the best player, what's up, Turd Ferguson? I doubt the best player available is always going to be an offensive lineman when they pick. You take the best who's on the board. Regardless of our position, I want Tua. Give us 3 picks if you have to. That's how some people feel. Move up to get them. So some people feel. 200 in the chat. Let's get this video to 100 likes. Let's get some more in here. But Doug, as you say, I'm not setting myself up for disappointment. You are waiting for the team to lose so you can have a top pick. Who, as a pro player, wants to lose? Good for them. Exactly. What's up, Larry? Why? That's the other thing. Like, it's impossible to have an NFL team purposely tank. Especially a team that has such young guys on their team right now who are fighting for their career, for their livelihood. There's no way, absolutely no way that the Dolphins would be able to tank and pull that off. Just no way. Dougie, do you think the Finns will start giving Laird more carries because of Balaj having another bad game? Yeah, I do, TW Bluff. Gaskin's got a few carries yesterday. Yeah, I definitely do. Scroll down if you haven't. What are you talking about, Painter? Did you ask something? We took to Hunsel when we had Brandon Albert because he was the best player. Exactly, Anthony. Pat McAfee's so pissed about talking crap. Yeah. You never know. Any given Sunday, guys, the Atlanta Falcons beat the New Orleans Saints 1-7 versus 7-1. And won, which sucks because I started Drew Brees again. So this is I hate fantasy football. I might take like a year off of fantasy football. I don't start Drew Brees because I think he's still dealing with the thumb injury. He comes back, he puts up 24, right? Then it's a bye, and then I start him this week. He gives me 9. Like I'm so confused now. We are tanking or what? We're not. We never were, Danny. But it's all about perspective. Some people thought we were because of the moves we made. Some people thought we weren't. Doug addressed Balaj and his suckage. It's the same thing I was talking about in the offseason. Because if you guys remember in the offseason, there was a whole talk about Kenyon Drake versus Balaj. Who's better? And I said, Drake has more experience. Drake produces when he gets the ball, and Balaj still he had that one big run that kind of fluffed his stats. But other than that, Balaj he has a hard time hitting the pocket and hitting the holes and doing things right. And it started to show this year, Love is having a bad year, had a bad year last year, might stay in school one more year. Doug, I'm loving the development of from this team. Me too, AM. Team's getting better every week. And with no top-notch talent. If you grab any guy from another team, a fan from another team, and say, name a star that's starting for the Dolphins that isn't Ryan Fitzpatrick, they'll be like, I don't know. I have no idea. So, but you ask week 1, you have, Xavier Howard, you'd have some other names, but with nobody on the team, they're killing it. Absolutely killing it. If we can look this good with players that wouldn't make most rosters, imagine how we would look before us getting his team built. Exactly. What the Dolphins did was they tore the team down to its studs. What's up, Brian? We tore the team down to its studs. And then we got a bunch of capital and draft picks, and we got a bunch of cap space. And then what we did is we took all that and we kept tearing it down. We sold. All right, we don't need the bathtub. We don't need this. We don't need the TV in here. We sold the things in the house to get the money so that next year, all of a sudden, Flores can go after his guys that fit his scheme, that fit his crazy roaming scheme. I love when I'm watching and the opposing offense is on like a 3rd and long. All of a sudden, we throw that roaming defense out at them, where you have one defensive lineman with his hand down, and you have 5 guys just standing there moving back and forth. Completely messes with the offense's mind. I love it. We're not tanking. Front office cleaned house and said, "Go win, Flores." That's not tanking. That's called do your job, asking your coach to do his. Exactly. Look. He said that when Flores came in, him, Greer, and Ross sat down. Ross and Greer were like, "This is the plan for our team. This is what we're going to do in the future." Flores said, I can win you a few games this year, but you give me who I need next year, and we'll start being in playoffs." And then Ross said, "Thank you. I'm not about winning now. I'm about sustaining success." And they're moving forward. They are moving forward with it. Flores said, "You think we're tanking, huh? Hold my beer. Hold my Snapple." I don't know if that's product placement. Somebody said they wanted to talk about Tannehill. I saw it. I know I saw it. I saw his name. I'll talk about Tannehill real quick. Ryan Tannehill had a good game yesterday. Helped with the scoring drive. But again, guys, I want to tell you guys how I feel about it, but I don't want to tell you guys how I feel about it and come off like a hater, But Ryan Tannehill is Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill, the past couple of weeks, has been the Ryan Tannehill of 7 years that we've seen. Not 7 years, because the first about 3-4 years, Tannehill struggled with a lot of things. But Ryan Tannehill is Ryan Tannehill, right? A lot of the success that the Titans had yesterday was because of defense and Derrick Henry. Throw in a few Ryan Tannehill nice passes here and there. There you go. You got yourself a win. But it makes me laugh that people all of a sudden are like, look at Tannehill. Look at what Tannehill's doing. Tannehill never did this with the Dolphins, and Dolphins never gave Tannehill the line to do this. It's not true. Tannehill did this in 2016. Tannehill won 7 straight games in 2016 behind a decent offensive line. This is what happens. This is what Tannehill does. You give Tannehill a running game, 3 games, 200 yards. Jay Ajayi, give him a defense that can make stops. That 2016 defense, you give him a decent offensive line, that 2016 offensive line, and he'll produce. But he will fall flat on his face. Again, I said this time and time again. I like Tannehill. Is he elite? Will he take you to a Super Bowl? No. He's like, I don't even want to say this, but he's kind of like Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer's not a bad quarterback. He won a Super Bowl, but he won a Super Bowl because the Baltimore Ravens had a ridiculous, historic defense that puts points on the board for him. Is he horrible, though? Is Ryan Tannehill horrible? Is Ryan Tannehill Brock Osweiler? Is Ryan Tannehill Mark Sanchez? Is Ryan Tannehill Matt Leinart? No, he's not. He really isn't. But don't praise the guy. Don't come at me and being like, look at Ryan Tannehill yesterday. Because you know what I'm going to say to you? When you tell me, look at Ryan Tannehill yesterday, I'm going to be like, all right, cool. What about Ryan Tannehill last week? What about Ryan Tannehill against the Carolina Panthers when he threw 2 interceptions? Why aren't you talking about that game? Why are you talking about how great he did in one game, but you're not going to talk about his faults in the other? This is what I'm talking about. Be well-rounded. But again, now I'm coming off to sound like a Tannehill hater. I'm not a Tannehill hater, but we'll know what the man is. Because in the preseason, I heard a lot of people saying, look at Tannehill killing it in preseason. And my response to you always is, have we seen this before? Tannehill doing what he did against the Kansas City Chiefs, who should have won because the Tennessee Titans guy was offsides when he blocked that field goal. So actually, the Tennessee Titans should have lost that game, but that's here nor there. We've seen that. Look at the San Diego Charger game when Kiko Alonso had that pick 6. We've seen it. Tannehill's a good quarterback. He's a good backup. You need to have a lot around him. You need to do that. Peace out, Doug. All right, Anthony, I'll catch you later. Do you think Rosen will get another shot this year? Yeah, 100%. You can already start seeing that Fitz is his arm's starting to get a little tired. What quarterback is in our future, in your opinion, Dougie? I don't know, Danny. Depends on where we're drafting. Depends who comes out. 13 away from 100 likes. Let's get this sucker to 100 likes. 196 in the chat. How did I become a Dolphin fan? My dad. My dad's the reason I became a Dolphin fan. My dad's been a Dolphin fan for most of his life, and then I watched it with him. Watched Dan Marino play, watched Jason Taylor play, watched Zach Thomas play, fell in love with the team. Got him right there. Rosen Hill, gotcha. See ya, CW. All right, TW Bluff, catch you later. That's a smart man. Yes, it is. EM Dolphin. Yes, it is. All right, guys, I'm going to hang out for like another 10 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take care of some things. Just want to come on for a good 40, 45 minutes to an hour. Just talk to you guys, see where you guys' heads are at with this win. Get some stickers, buddy. What do you mean get some stickers? Can we talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick? Let's talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick. This guy's been killing it. This guy's been absolutely killing it. And this is the thing. When the season started and we had Ryan Fitzpatrick, a lot of guys were like, we're going 0-16. We suck. You know, this, and that. And I said, the reason the Dolphins aren't tanking is because they signed Ryan Fitzpatrick. And a lot of people were like, what does that even mean? The man alone is going to win you 4 to 5 games. He won the Miami Dolphins that game yesterday because of his smarts, because of his legs, and he knows when to run. He ran that in 15-yard touchdown because he was like, no one's open. Look at this lane. I can make that. And he probably couldn't, but his mind said he could, and his body was like, he can't. And he was like, I'm going to try, and he gets it. Do you like Nick Needham? I'm starting to. I hated him in the preseason, but I'm starting to now. Dude has heart. He has a ton of heart. A lot of people are saying that Burrow reminds them of Fitz. I feel for a long time the Dolphins didn't have heart, but lately I'm seeing the eye of the tiger. Exactly. And that's what the Dolphins are doing right now. That's what the Dolphins are instilling right now. We don't have flashy names on this team. And the flashy names we have are on injured reserve. Xavier Howard's gone. Preston Williams is gone. All these guys are gone. The team's still still winning. We won without these guys. No, we beat the Jets with Preston Williams, but we won without Xavier Howard. He does play his heart out. What do you think about Rashad Jones? I think Rashad Jones is going to play against the Bills, but this is the last year Rashad Jones will be on the Miami Dolphins. Bro needs to be on SM. I can't help you there, bud. Look at his stats the last 3 weeks when he's been playing safety. He's been killing it. Doug, who do you like tonight? I like the Seahawks tonight. I think the 49ers are going to lose, and I think the 49ers are going to not be undefeated anymore. And all us Dolphin fans can take a deep breath. Over here on Sportscaster, wait, you're not from Miami? Nope, I'm not. I'm in New Jersey. Blake, I'm in New Jersey. How about them Dolphins? Yes, sir. Herbert is the next Tannehill? Yes, he is. And I don't want it. Not because he's bad. I just seen it for 7 years, and I want something done. Oh, you like the 49ers, Andres? You'll be surprised. The reason I'm picking the Seahawks is because of Russell Wilson. If you tell me Russell Wilson versus Garoppolo, I'm taking Russell Wilson. He just has the smarts. Do a room tour? I will. I'm not done yet. I kind of move. If you guys noticed, I moved this picture up. I moved this up. I have one of you guys sent me this autographed Dan Marino, which I have here. I have the commemorative plate. I have to get up. I'm going to put like a shelving unit over here so I can put more stuff over here. I might even move the camera like up and around so you can more of a shot of here. I have a box down here of stuff that people have sent me. If you guys feel like you want to send me something, don't feel like you need to. The address is below. Also with the merch, one more time, I'm going to say it. Officially got merch. That's below. And for you guys on Sportscaster, go to youtube.com/DouglieDoWrong, and you can check out in the description where my merch is. It's Russell versus the 49ers defense. Of course, Andres, but I'm saying Russell Wilson versus Nick Bosa and Garoppolo versus, Jadeveon Clowney. I'm going with Russell Wilson. That's what I mean by Russell Wilson versus Garoppolo. It's not them facing each other, but them going against the respective defenses. That's what I'm going against. YouTube, you have a good one, bud. New England Patriots dynasty about to die long like Golden State Warriors. Thanks for the thumbs up, Blake. I do appreciate that. Did you get Popeyes? I didn't get Popeyes, Tommy. I did not. Let's not lose hope on the number 1 pick. The NFL ball is not round. Couple bad bounces, and the Bengals could beat us. 100%, big boy, 100%. Doug, you rock, brother. Thanks, Devil Dog. Appreciate that. Just got autographed pics of Bob Gracie last month, so awesome. That is pretty awesome. I know it's too early, but do you think we'll be contenders next year? I don't. I think we'll be contenders, and I think we'll be competitive. Am I predicting us in the playoffs next year? No, but I do think we'll be talked about, and at this point in the season, we'll be above 500. And come late November, early December, I think we're in the hunt, or if not in the wild card. What do you think about the 2020 free agent quarterbacks? I haven't really looked at them yet. I have to check that out. Doug, what are your opinions on the corner and the safety from LSU? I haven't really looked at them. I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason you're predicting EM, the only reason I talked about Tua versus Burrow is because of everything that's going on. All right, Enzo, I'll catch you later, bud. Absolute Super Bowl contenders 2020. I think we could be competitive, super competitive. But that I'm gonna have to end the stream here, fellas. I got a bunch of things I got to take care of, but I super duper enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I know it was a short stream, but I really, really do appreciate hanging out with you guys. I really do. I had 100 and almost. I had some points. I had 200 of you guys in here. Hit 110 likes. Let's get this sucker to 150 likes. Let's get that up there with you too, Em. Always a pleasure. I'm so glad you could stop by and hang out and chat. Really do appreciate that, bud. But yeah, I got videos coming out, ton of content ready for you guys. Like I said, merch description below. If you want to grab yourself a DouglieDoWrong shirt, be sure to check that out. Don't feel like you need to. But other than that, I will see you guys real soon. But like usual, stay classy and fins up.